What is up, good people? Jungle Inc. here. Hope you're doing well. What a different world we operate in. If you've been a long-time XRP investor, you know what it used to be like, where something could go right, but if it did, eventually we would have to fight and claw and argue nonstop. And so today we had this event on the horizon for the SEC. Would they acknowledge the XRP ETF? And it's just so easy now. Kind of like when Robinhood, we weren't even thinking Robinhood would list us, and then boom, it just gets listed time and time again. It's just winning upon winning upon winning. We're going to talk about what happened today with the SEC, what it means for the likelihood we see an XRP ETF, why it matters. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We see the headlines here. SEC acknowledges Grayscale's XRP ETF. And to me, that's a big deal as well, because it's not some makeshift, small-time issuer. Grayscale is big. They're a big deal, and they're looking to get this thing approved, and they have been acknowledged. And with their filing, it's a comprehensive framework for what could be the industry's first spot XRP fund. This is going to be huge. Let's get into it here. So the SEC, they've acknowledged and published the details for the New York Stock Exchange proposed to list shares of the Grayscale XRP Trust on Thursday, revealing an extensive framework designed to address new regulatory concerns around trading. While the regulator has acknowledged the filing, it's only one step. So that's important to understand. It hasn't been approved. It's not going to start trading now. This is the first step to get there. And so what happens is that the SEC thought there's no chance. We can't accept this. It's still our view that XRP is an illegal security. What they probably would do is they just wouldn't comment. They wouldn't acknowledge the filing, and it would just go away. And so now now that those details have been published, there's a 45-day review period here, this window for review. And usually what happens is the SEC is going to come back and they're going to ask for more time. So it's not likely to happen within 45 days. They can take as long as 240 days to get this done. Now, if you run out of time in that 240-day period, you just have to go through the whole process all over again. We saw that with Bitcoin time and time again. We would hit that 240-day limit, nothing happens, it expires, and back to the drawing board. But what we'll likely see here is a new SEC chair. He's going to come in, he's going to drop most of these crypto cases. If it's not outright fraud, they're going away. And that's going to open the door for stuff like this. They know this is going to happen, and they don't want to delay stuff. Let's start looking at this. They'll work back and forth with Grayscale and some of these other issuers, fine-tuning this thing. Just like we saw with Bitcoin, the SEC will have some input. They'll kind of amend things a bit and go back and discuss. So it likely will take a little bit of time, but this is going to happen. And we see, if approved, it would represent a significant validation of XRP as an investable asset. So, it's going to allow your investment advisors to allocate some of someone's crypto portion of their portfolio into the altcoin space specifically for XRP. These big time investors, they're not going to hold Ledger Nanos under their pillows. Like, they need this type of infrastructure. And we see it broadens institutional participation and enhances market liquidity. And so this is what's kind of cool, is as these ETFs have to dip into the market to buy XRP, look, their liquidity spend's just as good as everyone else's. We can source it for things we're trying to do. Ripple can source that liquidity as well. So this is just going to make, the XRP ledger more usable, more liquid. This is a big deal. This is no joke. And we see Grayscale's 19B4 filing outlines how this kind of small right now, the $16.1 million trust will get converted and operate as an exchange-traded product. And we're going to have Coinbase custody being the custodian here for this trust. So, this looks like it's going to happen. It's going to go through. We couldn't imagine this, 2 years ago. Just under the last regime, this would not happen. Of course, they have some mitigation risks in place. The trust will source XRP price from U.S. compliant trading platforms that meet strict regulatory standards, including anti-money laundering, know your customer requirements. And as of September 2024, these platforms, these regulated platforms, they handle over 7% of the U.S. XRP trading volume. So this is the vast majority of the market. We can trust the pricing, we can trust the volume, and the underlying data. So this really sets the stage. And, it might not happen in time for this first phase of the bull run, but usually it comes in two parts. And when that second one is where things, extend to their ultimate all-time high as you're going to go this cycle. And if we get something like this approved, I mean, it could just shoot things untold heights. It could be absolutely massive. This is great. It just shows we are chugging along. We're making progress. XRP's price is looking good today. People are bullish. We want to keep this momentum, and today sure did that. Because if they didn't acknowledge that filing, we'd have to sit back and go, oh no, what does this current regime think? What are they going to try to circle back around? Are they still going to claim XRP as a security? I think this tells you right now that they're dropping it. That's out of here. You can't sue Ripple for illegal securities offerings, and then, you know, the thing that is going to be offered illegally, allow it to trade on an ETF. Like, you just couldn't do this. It's not possible. This tells you right now how the SEC views this. They are not going to continue with this appeal. It is dead on arrival. We're just waiting for the new SEC chairman to take his spot and make it official. Absolutely massive. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.